Now we've got tons of leaks, teasers, and spoilers for episode 4. Let's break it all down and recap everything we know so far about the new episode, including all the major events. Gooseworx partially confirmed this by mentioning in a recent post that the soundtracks for episodes 3 and 4 will be released simultaneously. Soundtracks for the pilot and episode 2 were released within a week of the episodes, yet the music from episode 3 still hasn't been published. I'm sure this is intentional, as the creators likely knew episode 4 would drop sooner than expected and planned accordingly. After all, if this weren't the case, it would be strange to hold off on the soundtracks for half a year. One of the fans asked Gooseworx, "Can we get a random Jax line from any episode other than the ones already out?" She responded with, "I want you dead." Since we already know Jax is set to be the victim in the new episode, it's likely all the drama surrounding him will push our rabbit to spit out this pretty nasty line. Most likely, these words are aimed at Gangle, given their now legendary dynamic.
When we catch up to him, I'll jump over, crawl inside, and shoot him repeatedly until they're unrecognizable.
I feel like that violates some kind of convention.
You're violating my ears with your clapback. Get driving, drive.
Or maybe it's Kane, who's cooking up this adventure with a brutal twist. We also know that Gangle's mask is going to get broken once again, since the cafe in Japan is apparently a subtle nod to the new episode. Just looking at that post, you can already tell what's coming. Will Jax be the one responsible for it again? Hard to say for sure, but I have a feeling the answer is definitely yes. One of the fans asked, "Is there a reason as to why Jax doesn't cuss at all? Or maybe we just haven't seen it yet, or I didn't notice, because I'd think him cussing would be in character." Jax has always managed to keep his cool, even in the toughest situations, but since Goose has confirmed we'll see him cuss, episode 4, with everything going on, seems like the perfect setup for it. And now let's take a little nostalgic look back at episode 3. I'm sure everyone remembers that scene.
Don't I know it?
If your friends see him, I only hope he doesn't bore them to death with his endless monologues.
And a lot of us were left wondering how they even managed to pull it off. Gooseworx explained it like this. I guess they both just jumped him when his guard was down. One of the fans asked Gooseworx which episode she's most excited for now, and her answer honestly surprised me. I'm honestly really excited for episode 4, even though it's probably going to be the most boringest to a lot of fans. There's a lot of personal stuff in that one. I'm 100% sure that if Goose is saying this and is most looking forward to episode 4, then it's going to be truly legendary. We might not see the same level of craziness as in episodes 2 and 3.
Oh, hey, maybe I didn't leave the gate unlocked for nothing after all.
What? I thought he was dead! You still did that? Okay, wait. You did what now?
Well, love to help you again sometime. Bye! Pomni!
But we're definitely in for a lot of new insights into the characters' relationships. As we can see, our beloved Jax is getting quite a lot of attention, and the latest leak is also about him. A user named YunFox0 asked, "Will Jax get tortured in future episodes?" To which Goose replied directly, "Depends on what you count as torture." This hint strongly suggests that Jax will indeed become a victim in an upcoming episode, and it seems logical that it will be episode 4. These leaks keep confirming that the new episode is drawing closer, as even these small details continue to raise audience interest in the amazing digital circus. Now, let's dive into episode 4 in more detail because there are still plenty of leaks we haven't covered in this video. I'll also reveal who we'll barely see in the new episode and much, much more. Pomni is heading into a new adventure, and it will be key for her. If we look back at all her previous adventures, we can see that each new day has been getting better and better. In the pilot episode, her day ended terribly. In the second episode, it was heading in that direction, but circumstances intervened just in time.
I know Kane sometimes likes to reuse NPCs.
Got everything ready.
Hey, you at least want to join us for Kaufmo's funeral? This one just got pushed around a bit with your arrival and everything.
It's the least we can do to honor their memory.
We saw Pomni truly happy, and this trend continued in episode 3.
So what was it like being stuck with the nutcase?
It wasn't that bad, actually.
And if after the final scene of episode 2, we saw Pomni more adapted to the realities of the circus at the beginning of episode 3, then the beginning of episode 4 will be simply grand for her. She's just now beginning to understand what the digital circus truly is and how it can bring joy to life within it. Especially since episode 4 will have a nod to real life, as the adventure location is the fast food restaurant Spudsy's. I'm sure Pomni will feel comfortable, and no mishaps will happen to her, unlike some of the other characters we'll talk about later. Pomni, paired with another character, will be happily working together and enjoying the adventure. And thank goodness, hardly anyone would want a repeat of the events of episode 3.
Hey! You all right there?
No. Why? Every day I spend here is one nightmare after the next. I knew it would end up like this. He just wants me to suffer. I really am in hell.
Let's step away from these horrors and talk about something more calm, similar to what we saw in the digital circus setting in episode 3. Zooble has always been a bit unusual, and no one fully understood why she constantly refused to participate in new adventures.
Zooble, wait! I'm testing out a new AI in this one. It should be 57 times more immersive.
Ooh, a new AI. You don't want to mess with the new AI, Zooby?
Yeah, no.
Until episode 3 when it became clear to everyone.
Then what is your problem, Zooble? I'm trying my best to remember.
It's me, remember? I don't like myself. I hate this body. I hate all these stupid removable pieces.
In one of my videos, I even suggested that Kane might finally listen to Zooble and give her a new body, but judging by one of the leaks, this hasn't happened, and probably never will. Most likely Kane will force Zooble to participate in the next adventure. In the past, Zooble managed to hide, and Kane would forgive her for it. But episode 3 showed us that this approach no longer works.
Oh, I know.
What the? Could you have done that the whole time?
Zooble, I just want to get to the bottom of why you keep skipping all my amazing adventures.
If we take another look at this leak, it's clear that Zooble is definitely unhappy with this turn of events, and this adventure is definitely not to her liking. Especially when we look at her hand, which is certainly not what Zooble would want to see on her own body. But given that Gooseworx has already told us we'll see a lot more of Zooble in episodes 3 to 9, we can confidently say that the adventure at Spudsy's is only the beginning of her journey, and she'll have to come to terms with the fact that she can no longer avoid new adventures. I think episode 4 will gradually reveal more and more about Zooble, and by the end of the episode, Zooble might even start to enjoy these new experiences. But considering that she was quite comfortable alone in the digital circus while the others were in parallel worlds, this situation could have the opposite effect, with Kane's decisions leading Zooble to become even more distant and withdrawn. However, Spudsy's will definitely be a turning point in her life in the digital circus. Another reason Zooble will definitely participate in the new adventure is Kinger. In that same leak, we see Jax, Zooble, Pomni, Ragatha and Gangle, but one character is missing, and that character is our Chess King. Despite Kinger's eagerness to join new adventures in previous episodes.
No, I always lose.
Yes! Gotcha!
Oh,
Hey! Kinger, you mother... Pomni, take this!
Guys!
Pomni, take this!
Hey, Kinger, is that rope attached to anything?
I don't know. Let me check.
Don't worry, Gangle, I'll get it for you!
And likely even enjoying them. In this new episode, Kinger will appear, but won't be able to visit Orbsman. Recalling the therapy session between Kane and Zooble, there's a chance the new episode will show us something similar, but this time the main focus will be on Kinger instead of Zooble. Many have noted that Kinger is the most extraordinary character among the entire digital circus crew.
What happened?
I just remembered a really funny joke.
Why did you scream then? My comedy mask is broken again.
Ah! Oh! Gangle, you startled me.
Everyone all right?
Can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear you over the knives. This one's full of syrup, too.
He has just one problem that has plagued him throughout his life.
Right after my wife had abstracted,
I don't recall the exact string of events, but we both ended up in the fort together.
You had a wife? Like, here in the circus?
Yeah. She was funny, creative, really into entomology. I used to hate bugs, but she somehow got me to like them.
And I'm sure Kane knows all about it, as we remember. Kane is the all-seeing eye of the digital circus. By holding a similar informal conversation in episode 4, Kane will try to fix the situation and restore Kinger's sanity, as his absence in the new adventure can only be explained this way. Ragatha will be one of the most uninteresting characters in the new episode. The only detail that might catch our attention is her interaction with Pomni. I mentioned Ragatha at the very beginning in the part about Pomni. Throughout the time, Ragatha has been trying to win Pomni's favor, and in the end, she succeeded.
Hey, Ragatha.
Yeah?
I just want to say thanks for always being concerned about me. I feel like through everything, I haven't really been appreciative enough about that.
Most likely in episode 4, Ragatha will just go with the flow, as she did in the previous episodes.
Oh, this place is spooky. I wonder how hard Kane's gonna go with the scare factor.
We won't see anything new, and she will simply continue to enjoy her life. However, there is a possibility that we might see some plot twist in Ragatha's storyline that will serve as the basis for a complete revelation of this character in the new episode. And finally, I would like to combine the stories of Gangle and Jax. Gangle will be the main character, while Jax will be the main villain. This duo has kept surprising us more and more with each new episode.
Cough obstructed?
Nah, he's fine. Do you guys have a second truck that flies?
Which door should we choose?
Not sure. Let's try this out.
And ultimately, it has led to everyone simply growing tired of Jax.
What happened up here?
Don't worry about that.
Pomni was very brave. At least I think she was.
I don't want to go into detail about the events that might happen in the new episode, since you can check out my previous videos for that. The main thing to mention is that Gangle will take revenge on Jax for all the torment she has been forced to endure.
Back here.
Do it, or I'll tell Ragatha about the figurine thing. Ladies first. No, wait, why would I say that?
I am 100% sure of this based on the fact that Gangle will be the manager in the new adventure, meaning she will have much more power than the others, and Jax has been very displeased in the announcement of the first season.